So, you're thinking of coming to Sri Lanka, but you're not really sure what to fully expect. Woohoo! Oh, this is exactly why we came up north.
Maybe you're looking for all of the famous Instagram hotspots.
You get the shot?
Or maybe you're looking for adventures on the roads less traveled. Oh, I'm shaking, the wind is blowing. I hate this, my mother would kill me. Perdóname, mommy. I don't want to look down, I don't want to look down. But don't worry, whatever it is you're looking for, we're gonna share with you our honest experiences in this wild and colorful country.
And because we are the Budgeteers and we specialize in having bigger and better adventures on less money, we're doing all of this on less than $1,000 each.
So sit down and relax and join us on this epic journey around Sri Lanka. Okay, Tyres, do the honors. Roll that intro. Woo! Boom! Series 4 was made possible thanks to Sri Lankan Airlines, providing convenient and cheap connections to the island. Book your flights with Sri Lankan Airlines. We're also brought to you by WanderGo, the must-have app for any digital nomad. Discover destinations, workspaces, accommodation, and much more. Download it for free from the App Store today. Previously on the Budgeteers.
After driving the entire west coast of Sri Lanka up north, we had the most amazing time exploring the city of Jaffna and its surrounding islands with our tuk-tuk. Especially here because we are always looking for adventure and not afraid to get completely lost.
Wow! Where are we right now?
In the end, we all fell in love with the vibe here in Jaffna, the beautiful people, the amazing food, and the most stunning surroundings. And we still feel like there were loads of things left to discover.
Jaffna was good to us, and it was especially good to our wallets. We felt that our shared $3,000 budget could last forever here. And of our individual $1,000 budget, we each had about $835 left. However, we felt that it was better to move on because we want to show you all sides of Sri Lanka. And so after our big adventure yesterday, we ate some dinner and went to bed early. And we woke up to head off on the next leg of our big adventure.
Room sweep!
Under the bed. Have you checked under the bed?
I haven't checked under the bed.
There are a few rats.
Good?
No, it's all clean.
Right.
Let's go.
Did you find that white cable to wrap the tent?
Yeah, it's here, it's here.
It was up in the room.
I'll wrap it.
Got it?
And we're on the road again.
We're off for a very long day.
We are going all the way to Trincomalee today. This place.
Turn.
Lena's doing a sterling job.
So, with Lena behind the wheel for the first stretch of the journey, we waved goodbye to Jaffna and made ourselves comfortable for what was gonna be another long day of driving. We were getting smarter this time around and wanted to get as far as possible in the cool morning hours, before the sun got boiling hot.
But we did forget about one thing today. Since this region is so scarcely populated, we didn't anticipate the lack of petrol stations along the way. And so after hours and hours of driving through desolate landscapes and beautiful national parks, we were actually starting to get really worried about running out of fuel. Until we finally had a stroke of luck and found a petrol station.
So we're making good progress.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Almost ran out of petrol, but we didn't.
Yeah. The tuk-tuk, when it's on empty, you actually have a reserve tank. Do you want to show how you turn on the reserve tank?
Underneath our beautiful tent here, there's a secret button, and you turn it around like this. Wait, and then you drive. I think we have 20 kilometers.
I think it's like 2021.
Yeah, preserve fuel, which we are now driving on. It's quite stressful. We found a petrol station.
Exactly. Just in time.
Works here.
Hi.
Hello.
This one?
Sure.
No petrol.
No?
Finished. Where's the nearest station?
Next station, 50 kilometers.
50 kilometers?
Yes, of course. Hello?
We were saying.
We thought we'd make it. Turns out, this petrol station has run out of fuel.
Wait, it can't be.
Looks like we're walking. 550.
50 kilometers?
15 kilometers.
15.
15. Okay, so we should be all right.
We'll make it 15.
We'll just have to coast.
Okay, well this just got really interesting. We've got 20 kilometers of fuel. We hope.
I spoke too soon.
And 15 kilometers away, there's the next petrol station.
We
And
still-
fingers crossed that they have fuel. And so we made our way south, praying that our reserve tank still had enough fuel to get us to the next town. It was gonna come down to every last drop of fuel for us to not break down. But after a while, we could see the eastern coastline, and we got greeted by beautiful beaches along the way. And with our very last drops of fuel, we finally made it to our destination, a town called Trincomalee, and more importantly, a gas station. Ready? Let's get in and go.
Happy.
We're so happy. That was a close one. Happy and tired.
So we went in search for a place to sleep, and soon we found a cheap air-conditioned room which was actually within our budget and really nice.
Wow.
Not too bad, eh?
This is really nice.
And we have a sea view.
And so at the end of a long and stressful day of driving, we decided to just check out the beach and celebrate our exhausting journey with a cold beer and some chocolate for Lena.
The next morning, we got out of bed early again to watch the sunrise over the ocean. And since the mornings here are cool and nice, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to get the guys to work out with me.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Here at the Budgeteers, me and Thais have the honour of travelling with a personal trainer, fully qualified, internationally recognised, superstar. And Lena gets up and she shows us some new stretches. What did you teach us me about cheese? Because this is really interesting, guys, if you're interested in this. I was like, okay, let's do some stretches and then we'll do some exercise. And she looked at me like...
So I told them that you can't just wake up and stretch. You have to warm up your muscles and then stretch. So I always like to use the analogy that your muscles are like cheese. If you just stretch without warming up the muscles, once you stretch, the cheese is gonna break because it's cold, right? Pero if you warm up your muscles and then you stretch, the cheese melts and works with the stretch and doesn't snap.
Food metaphors. It works for us.
Yeah, we were like, oh, I get it now. Okay, let's just loosen up and get our blood flowing, because look at the beautiful day we have ahead of us. Hello, it looks beautiful here. Let's do it.
And while Lena kicked our butts, we also worked up a renewed appetite. So we went downstairs to enjoy our free breakfast.
It's our favorite time of the day. Breakfast! Good morning!
And we were quite happy with the extra Western comfort we got today.
That's because in this area around Trincomalee, there is actually a little bit more development for tourism. And there is a very special reason why Western people come all this way. This area is one of the few places on Earth where you can see blue whales, which are extremely rare. It's thanks to the deep depths in the oceans near this area that attract these giant and mysterious animals. Blue whales are the biggest living creatures on Earth, even throughout the entire history, and even bigger than all the dinosaurs. And apparently you can see them here if you can get on a boat. And so we really wanted to check this out.
Alright, so we have headed up to the more northern part, and we actually just finished up a meeting here at Negombo Diving Center, and fingers crossed we've set up a whale watching, whale swimming thing tomorrow. So if the weather and the wind permits, we'll be headed out to do that tomorrow. So yeah, now that we finished doing that, we're gonna go enjoy a nice day on the beach.
Yeah, because it's really actually more backpackery here.
Yeah.
There's way more restaurants. It's actually really chill. The beaches look amazing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a chill day and explore Trincomalee.
And just keep our fingers crossed that it all works out for tomorrow.
Yes. And so we checked out the beach, which was really quiet and incredibly beautiful. This is the place. Further along, we found a really chill bar where we allowed ourselves a few drinks, like this delicious king coconut lime juice with mint.
Mmm, looks yummy. We're sharing because we're budgeteers, right? Okay, well, Nina gets a nice coffee, that's good.
Thanks for accidentally a way overpriced ice coffee.
Yes, we just wanted to relax and have a good time together. And we didn't mind paying a little more than usual for our drinks, seeing as all we wanted to do was unwind from all of our efforts on the road.
And it didn't take long before the sun and the sand got too hot for us, that we needed a refreshing dive in the ocean. The water was great and the beach was enormous, and we decided to walk across and see how far it went. And we found a local hangout spot.
Cool. This is the local swimming spot. So the local guys are saying that they swim out here because the water's nice and clear and there's a current, so you can swim against the current and practice swimming in the low tide. Yes, very nice. Oh, look, this is the current taking me down. It's quite strong. Hello, I'm going downstream. Bye-bye.
We really loved the vibe here, and soon the hours passed and we had made some new friends.
So that lovely bar that we've been hanging out at the beach, as lovely as it is, it's very expensive. Drinks, food. So we were like, let's put our towels down. Let's leave it a few things lying around so it looks like we're kind of keeping our table. And let's go find some cheap street food. And luckily we found a big group of travelers who are also cheap bastards like us and are looking for the same kind of thing. So they've said they know a place, so we're just following them. Let's see what happens because I'm hungry and I really want something cheap and spicy.
Luckily, we didn't have to go far to find a good Sri Lankan restaurant, a small family-run place with loads of options. And it was all really delicious, cheap, and spicy, just the way we like it. And we got to enjoy all of this with our new backpacker friends.
Afterwards, we went back to the beach and just jumped in the ocean and chilled out in the shade and really enjoyed just doing nothing for a change.
We've made some really cool friends, haven't we, Ty?
Yep. You guys.
Yeah, you know, you can bond over people who are on the hunt for cheap food. And tomorrow morning, fingers crossed, we'll go out on the boat and see those whales, which is like making me nervous and panicky at the same time, and excited, sorry, at the same time, because whales swimming in the real life, in the flesh, is a number one bucket list item for me, but also
For me as well.
just the idea of jumping in with a whale is kind of petrifying, right? So let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed we can do it, and fingers crossed we find them, and fingers crossed we can jump in before they swim away, but we're just going to enjoy the sunset, eh?
Enjoy the nice, calm atmosphere here. Rest up from a long journey and be ready for tomorrow.
Exactly. All right, let's unwind.
And with some good tunes in the background, we couldn't resist getting some cheeky beers. And just really enjoy the backpacker life to the fullest. While we cracked jokes and shared stories with our new friends, until long after the sun had set. Still hoping that the moon will bring us good weather for tomorrow.
Good morning, everybody. Good news. Tizers are coming down the alleyway with our lovely tuktuk. Here he is. Good morning.
Good morning.
And the other good news is that the weather is absolutely perfect and we are going out on the boat to hunt for the blue whale.
So with good weather, we were in a hurry to go. But first we got to make sure that our snorkeling gear fit properly. And then we went to the beach, but since it was early morning, we didn't have time for coffee, and some of us were not as ready to leave than others.
Right, I'm like,
Shall I do this?
I don't understand what's happening. I mean, I do understand what's happening, but I don't.
We're gonna get on that boat.
We're getting on a boat.
Are you ready for it?
And I took my motion sickness pill,
Okay.
so.
Fingers crossed, Helena.
Fingers crossed.
Or else we're gonna have a part 2 of last year with the.
Paragliding. Oh my god. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Vamonos!
And after pushing our boat into the water, we set off in search for the blue whales. But we quickly noticed this boat ride was not going to go easy on poor Lena's stomach. Even with good weather, this was a pretty rough ride, as this light boat was bumping on all of the waves we were speeding over. And as the salt water was spraying in our faces, we were going full speed ahead towards the open waters of the Indian Ocean.
After more than an hour of bumping around, we'd lost sight of any land and we were well into deep open waters. This was the perfect place to spot a blue whale, so all of our eyes were eagerly scanning the horizon, searching for any sign of these big, beautiful creatures.
But without any luck. And after another hour of looking around and speeding ahead without seeing any life, we were beginning to tire under the burning sun, as well as to question our choice of spending a hefty $50 per person out of our budget to do this. These blue whales might be the biggest things alive, but we started to realize how absolutely massive the ocean is. It was like searching for a needle in a haystack, but much worse. But we kept at it, and after some time, we spotted something.
They've seen something. Oh wow! Hello guys! Oh, they're coming this way.
We saw a whole school of dolphins and they passed by right beside our boat. But they were gone in an instant because they were chasing after tuna fish. Nevertheless, it was incredible to see. Okay, already saw some dolphins passing. It's really cool. We saw them. Now the next thing we really want to see is the legendary blue whale. So it's going well.
This guy's giving us tips.
Sitting next to a legendary whale.
Let's see who's bigger.
Whales, 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 whales.
Now the chase was on, and our boats charged full speed ahead through the waves. We saw big water sprays in the far distance, and we were desperate to close the huge distance as soon as we could.
We've seen one, and we're trying to get in front of it. Wow, they're fast. See how fast they were? We were going so fast.
Blue whales swim so much faster than even our speedboat, so it outran us easily. And after a few breaths on the surface, the whale disappeared again deep into the depths of the ocean.
So without any signs of blue whales and nothing left to do but wait, we decided to go for a refreshing swim and try to call out for the whales with Patty's special whale call. Unfortunately, no answer. However, now refreshed, we were ready to continue on our search.
Come on, Mr. Whale.
Come on, we're ready.
We're ready. Come out, wherever you are.
It was pretty much guessing where the whales might be at this point. Our captain knows this area very well, but even he can't predict where the whales will decide to pop up. It was only after we ran into another fishing boat and asked for advice again that we got the clue we needed. With this new info, all the other boats took off, everyone in different directions. It felt like we were in a high-speed chase in the middle of the ocean. And soon we saw something in the distance.
Amazed. Oh, she's gone. That's beautiful though. What a good spot, guys. How do you miss them? I mean, that is just massive. And we're seeing the tip of the ocean there.
That was intense.
Amazing.
And nobody else was here. here.
Nah.
Nobody else.
I had my mask all ready to jump in, but I think just as we got there, he was chilling and ready to go down. But we just saw the top of his bag, and it was massive. You can see his blowholes as well. Like they look like the size of like basketballs.
It's like a huge submarine. Suddenly surfaces.
In the next few hours, we saw even more blue whales, but never again from that close. However, we were happy to have gotten this lucky, so we could just relax and enjoy.
I like this. Just relax. Just relax now and look.
But soon our captain received a call about another boat with engine problems. So we had to go pick up the stranded backpackers and we made our way back to the coast. And after more than 6 hours in total on these rough seas, we were definitely happy to have made it back to shore.
We made it.
Yay, alive in one piece.
It was a long way back. Yeah.
And after pushing our boat back on the shore, we immediately filled up on some much needed Sri Lankan curries. Afterwards, we wanted to explore Trincomalee city some more, before our last sunset. So we headed to one of its famous temples, positioned right on the very edge of the cliffs. It's called Koneswaram Temple, and before you walk in, you can see that it's pretty special, because there's loads of beautiful deer walking around freely on the grounds.
We took our shoes off and went inside and paid our respects. As this is a Hindu temple devoted to the god Shiva, you can see that it has a special relationship with animals. And so we walked around and saw some fascinating things and some really colourful people, and it was really cool to find out a little bit about what the Hindu religion is all about.
The scenery around this temple was stunning and we had great views all around. Especially this beautiful sunset. So we thought this would be the perfect place to end this episode.
Hey guys! So today we did the whale watching, of course, and it was amazing. We saw loads and loads of blue whales.
Big blue whales.
Yeah, loads of blue whales.
Yeah, I think it was almost the perfect experience. When we saw that whale breach and we saw his back come out of the water, I was flabbergasted.
They're huge.
It's incomprehensible how big it is. It was an expensive trip for us, but we wanted to invest.
Experience that.
Yeah, it's you're in Sri Lanka. There's blue whales. You get to do it in a small private boat. It's the best possible way to see a blue whale.
We understood that it is a really intensive experience.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't think it was going to be this intensive. We were in the boat for I think 5 to 6 hours.
6 hours. We got back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Literally searching for blue whales all across the ocean.
In the sun.
In the sun, on rough ocean.
Rough waves.
And once we spotted one, it was full on
ahead.
chase to see one.
Yeah, it really, I think it like took a lot more of our energy than we all thought it would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why when we finished the whale watching, we passed out.
Passed out for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then we decided to come here to this beautiful Hindu temple. Really beautiful. Really, really recommend it if you come here.
100%. We just thought this would be a really nice place to end the episode.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we drive to Dembulla and Sigiriya Rock. The #1 recommended place by you guys on Instagram.
You guys keep saying,
Go to Sigiriya, go to Sigiriya.
Every top 10 list has Sigiriya Rock.
Yeah, and we're a little, I don't want to say hesitant, but we'll see.
I mean, it's the #1 Instagram spot of Sri Lanka, so we can't not go. But along the way, we'll find some national parks, hopefully some wild elephants, some adventures, some delicious food.
Some more tuk-tuk driving.
And we hope you come along in the next episode for the journey. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching The Budgeteers. If you like this episode, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. It would really help us out. And don't forget to turn that bell on so you never miss an episode. If you're planning to go traveling yourself, do consider bringing your very own Budgeteers t-shirt. We have our own online shop with many cool designs. And I'll just leave you with this question. What's the roughest ride you've had while traveling? That 6-hour boat ride was definitely a top 10 for us. Comment down below because we're curious to know yours. And we'll see you in the next episode. Quite surprised. Nobody's shown the real side of this place yet. So
I'm wondering if Patty is up at Sigiriya Rock.
Yeah.
With nobody there, like he's just alone. And joke's on us for being cheap.